We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are.
All right. Hope you Patriots are out there ready for 2026. Holler if you can hear me. Oh, my goodness. I bet you guys are saying, dang, he's loud. Heck yeah. We made it. January 1st, 2026. Welcome to the party, folks, to PatriotPartyNews.com. I am your host, Chaz Carter, better known as the Gun to the Ground Patriot, coming to you live from the Wolf Den, folks. Man, oh man. Yeah, we're here. Here we are. It's the beginning of the year, which potentially is going to be a very pivotal year in our life. A lot of things happen overnight. Yeah, they are censoring hard and heavy. And by the way, if you are on Tube Patriot right now, we got developers working on the backside of some areas where we're fixing, just to let everyone know as we're getting geared for what's about to be the most incredible time of your freaking life. You can take it either a good way or you can take it a bad way. I'm going to take it a good way because this is January 1st of 2020. Hey, this is where the cool cats go to get their daily intel, news, and bread. That's right, to PatriotPartyNews.com, folks. We are more than just a website. We are a full-blown badassery Patriot Broadcasting Network. Broadcasting around the world 24/7. Folks, we're also doing a lot with humanitarian projects in your backyard. Please take advantage. Please get on Patriot Shoot. Go to join.patriotshoot.com right now. You can also support us another way by donating to the cause, helping us out with our server storage. That's another thing that we're having to deal with right now on the backside with developers trying to streamline this to where we can still make things happen just like we said we could. This is the beginning of 2026. Let's make it different. Let's start taking control of our lives once and for all. I mean, you see what's happening with taxes. You ain't going to pay them because of what the hell they did to us. There's a lot more people that feel that way too. Get on over because that's where the cool cats hang out. Join.patriotshoot.com. Hey, our partners are whooping that tail by getting you healthy, by helping you in so many amazing ways. Everybody from Q Broadcast, which you can go there that we broadcast on, and also for $59, 30,000 movies, 1,000 live channels, can't be beat. Go to ppnnetwork.qbroadcast.com or go to dallasd.qbroadcast.com. And they've also done some upgrades, which is kind of interesting as well. Hey, LT360, wow. Heal products here, discount code PPN. You need to try some of that. Get you the BioScan. It changed my life. It was amazing. Tells you exactly what's going on. It's pretty dadgum close as to a med bed, except he's having to do something separately with the healing process. But it works. And that is LT360.com, discount code PPN. Folks, don't forget Cardio Miracle. Yeah, 15% off. Use PPN as the discount code there. I think my dog, the husky, just came by because I got all his dog hair just came on my hat. Ugh. Be gone though. So also Hunter's Bean Coffee. Get you the Java. The Java is where it's at. Use PPN. You get a significant discount with them, which we negotiated. It's pretty awesome. And they're veteran owned, by the way, and they're American made. Hello. And then here's something that's very important. Folks, please, if you don't get anything out of anything that we're about to show you today, this is so important and critical for your life, for your health, what they're doing. Hey, it hasn't stopped. The number might have gone up one notch, but by God, we're still in a war with these fools. They're trying to kill us, trying to enslave us health-wise. Removal of graphene oxide. Go to therootbrand.com/PPN or /Dallas PPN. Dallas knows what's up. Also, PatriotMobile.com. Use PPN for the free activation. It's off the chain. It's pretty awesome. And, of course, our PPNers, greetings and salutations. And, again, we're having to do some massive tech stuff on the phone with actually tech people now as I do this show. So thank the heavens Dallas is in the house because look like the sparks are flying on my end. Let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend. Happy 2026, my boy.
Happy New Year, man. What a crazy time to realize, I mean, I don't even know what day it is, let alone the fact that it's the first day of 2026, I mean, you sent me that text and I was like, oh crap. But my in-laws came over this morning and I cooked breakfast for everybody. And, my family's watching Texas Tech get walloped by Oregon. And we'll be watching football the rest of today and chilling. But, it's a new day, a new year. And here's to good things and good times, man.
Hey, by the way, starting off the good year, hey, Georgia and Ole Miss is playing tonight. Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
I'm going to be all about that.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, go Dogs. That's right. What about the whooping? I know we don't talk about football much. We got to during the playoffs. You have to because we're all watching it. Let's be honest, okay? I don't care who you are, where you're at. But what about Miami and Ohio State? Holler if you can hear me.
So it's a sore subject in my house because Miami beat Texas A&M 2 weeks ago, put us out of the playoffs. And my thinking is if Miami goes on and wins the national championship, well then, okay, at least we got beat by the national champions. My wife does not see it that way. She was very upset that Miami beat Ohio. But to my wife's point, Miami scored way more points on Ohio than they did on the Aggies. So, but it's kind of a sore subject, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. We'll see how that goes. Well, let's get right to it. We're talking about some kind of good stuff and football stuff. Everybody more or less enjoys, especially college football. That is, you can't say anything about NFL these days, but that's a whole nother subject matter. But let's be praying for those there. Many were killed and wounded in an explosion at a bar at a Swiss ski resort in the town of Kranz, Montana. Now, never heard of it. That's very interesting. At first, I was thinking, oh my God, have they hit Montana? I don't think so because there's too many people that carry guns in Montana. And it'd be a whole different story. But this is happened. The bomb blew up. Now, have you heard about this? Do you know how many casualties were? Let's see if they said many killed. I'll find about it. If you guys in the chats know, let your folks know.
Yeah, no. I know that Switzerland has had an open border policy for almost 2 decades, and they are. It's not there. There's Swiss is not the majority anymore. It is Muslim for the most part.
Yeah, it's
somebody said Nursery Recovery said 40 dead, 100 injured.
Woo! Hang on, let me grab that.
That is a lot.
Wow, that is a lot. Now, wasn't there more than one? I thought there was maybe another one. I was I don't know about you. Man, I about fell asleep before the new year. And then I forced myself to stay up. Me and Jeff, as soon as I hit 12:01, all right, you ready for bed? Yeah, let's go on to bed. And then Dad burn it, because I've been running crazy. My alarm didn't go off, or if it did go off, I hit the snooze. And I'm sorry for Coffee with Chaz. I'm sorry. I was thinking about you as I was sleeping on my pillow. And so I'm just being honest. So I figured I'd say it to the world and apologize. So I'm sorry. It normally doesn't happen, but just trying to catch back on my sleep. So there you go on that. Hey, what about? Tell me first thing before we say anything. You don't even know what I'm about to put on the screen. Number one, I think that's why we have set. It's organic with us. It's real. It's just something. Hey, I put on the table. Let's just discuss it and talk about it. It's kind of cool. What does this look like to you? Right here, without looking at what it says it is up here. But if you looked at this, tell me. What does that look like to you? And let's just say, oh no, Earth was right here, asking for a friend. Can we give you a hint?
Yeah, please.
It doesn't look like rods.
Oh, rods of God.
Ding, 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 ding. So look. So I mean, is this the Star Wars project too? I don't know, but that's what it reminds me of. We always heard what steel rods coming down. There was not going to be any type of I don't know. It's just supersonic with
it's not nuclear,
right?
Just pure centrifugal force. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's what this looks like, straight up.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if I can. Well, there we go. So that's what you're saying. It's Russia's secretive hypersonic nuclear ready Oreo-Schnitt missiles. That's what I'm going to go with. Go operation in Belarus. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, everybody noticed who Trump spent New Year's Eve with, right? At Mar-a-Lago. Yeah.
What about Melania's silver dress? I know everybody's trying to connect that with the whole silver thing. I mean, and then Trump did some type. I really didn't see much of it. I actually took a break from everything when I could, because this is going to be, we're going into something totally new. Everybody, you, me, everybody, brand new year. Whoever thought they'd live to see 2026? Okay, you hear what I'm saying? That's the way I view it. I know a lot of you do as well. So they're changing, obviously, the history books and everything else. Reporting is encourages broadening censorship in Europe to include climate and energy science. Yeah, it's called MK Ultra. It's called reconditioning education programs. This is from Nursery Cover. Thank you, Nursery Cover. And here's another one. Elections in 2026 that could challenge the European Union status quo. Hey, not only in Europe, I want you to think about this. Last night I brought up, when me and Warren were on, I brought up in Dallas County, okay, there in Texas, they're saying the GOP is saying they do not have enough personnel, Dallas, to be able to do hand count written ballots. And it's from that Representative Alan West is the chair of the GOP. I don't know if he's good or bad. I've always thought he was good. Am I wrong to say that? I hadn't heard from him in years.
Well, but that's the problem, Chaz, is that they're all dirty, all of them. I mean, it only takes 3 people per county. You're telling me you don't have three employees in your county that could do a hand count? It only takes 3 per county across the whole entire United States. So that's garbage. It's total bullshit, and it's a lie. Same thing with Sarah Huckabee.
That's exactly what Warren said last night, except we didn't say BS, but he said they're lying. Now, I'm not arguing that point, But man, does that need to get some media coverage and get in the hands of people seeing what's going on? And that's what I was trying to understand, with last night, because I know Warren and his team over there are knee deep in this, but yet this is still happening. And I kind of scratch my head and wonder, I'm like, maybe we need to figure out a new game plan here to be able to expose these mother freakers.
Well, I mean, I started talking about it. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas.
Israel? I'm sorry.
What?
Israel, you say? What?
No, her daddy's hooked up to Israel, but
Right.
but she is actively disbanding Republican local chambers that are pushing for paper ballots and hand counts. She's literally going in and forcing them to disband and breaking up private organizations that come together, that band together to not protest, but to advocate for different things across the state. She's actively breaking them up and forcing them to disband, but only the ones that are pushing for paper ballots and hand counts. But she's a Republican. She's Trump's girl.
Right.
Again, make that make sense, right? The same crap is happening in Texas, in Dallas. Is that
Right.
they say they know what they have to say to look good, but then they do something. They do the exact opposite on the back end. Governor Abbott, again, all this rhetoric about the Muslim Brotherhood and banning Sharia law, but yet he still gave $30 million to the Muslim Mosque Association so they could build like 30 more mosques across the state of Texas last year, right? So he says one thing, but he does something totally different. It's the same thing that you just brought up right there. They say the right thing when they're in front of the conservative groups and the Restore the Republic groups and things like that. But then in their chambers, it's a whole different ballgame, because they know if they do hand count paper ballots, they're not going to win. And or they're going to be exposed for cheating and fraud.
Yep, exactly. Cray. Here it is. 40 dead, 100 injured. Yeah, we talked about that. From Elon Musk, this is funny. He says, "Happy New Year. 2026 will be a banger."
Well, he had another tweet that talked about, back in February, he expressed that the corruption and the fraud that was uncovered at the federal level was absolutely going to be nothing compared to the corruption and the fraud that would be exposed on the local level. And then and then it ends quote with point proven with the Minnesota and Ohio and all that stuff. And I had a debate on social media with one of my old high school friends, because I put a meme that said $24 billion we could solve homelessness, $30 million we could solve this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, "That's so stupid. None of those numbers make sense. And how, homelessness and starvation is too big. How do you fix it?" I'm like, well, one, it's mathematically proven that $24 billion solves homelessness in the United States, gets everybody off the streets. The problem is that states are given that money, but if they solve the problem, they no longer get the money. And for whatever reason, they want the money more than they want to solve the problem. I have heard that. I haven't heard any updates on whether, really the idea is to make San Antonio, Austin, and Houston one huge mega city. Thank God Dallas is far enough away. They don't include us in that crap. But his argument was all in such a small mind, such a small mind frame. But the reality is that what was exposed in Minnesota and Ohio and Washington and every other state is just the tip of the iceberg. You're talking about trillions of dollars of tax fraud,
Right.
that could have gone to solve homelessness, could have gone to solve starvation, could have gone to solve any one of those social issues or social problems. that trillions of dollars could have solved any one of those. Gavin Newsom completely cleaned up San Francisco or Los Angeles, whatever city it was, within 24 hours. Every homeless person was off the street, put in somewhere, and they cleaned all the crap, literally the crap off the streets. And they did that in less than 24 hours, and it cost them less than $20 million. But yet the state of California gets hundreds of millions, if not billions, every year to combat homelessness. But yet they don't, because if they fix it, then they don't get the money. It's just a huge revolving wheel of fraud and corruption and money laundering.
Well, here's the first murder of 2026 in the Bronx of New York here. A ride-share passenger was gunned down. Check this out. This is in the Bronx, New York right now. Pretty much together in the car.
Who would ever do that? And I mean, I wouldn't do that in Dallas, where I live, in my little community, let alone in the Bronx. You're just going to pick up random strangers and let them ride in your car?
No, not going to do it.
No. Hey, did you read about what's going on with Uber? If you use Uber, stop. They are
don't drink their water.
What?
Don't drink their water, because they're talking about needles.
That's part of the problem, but they're totally uninsuring their drivers now. So before, they used to provide insurance for their drivers, uninsured motorists and things like that. Now you're not covered at all. They're going to jack up the price for the drivers and for the passengers, and it's not a good thing. They're not taking care of their employees. Right. So if you use those rideshare apps like that, just go ahead and delete the Uber app.
Well, this was a pretty awesome segment from Newsmax, believe it or not. And again, do I watch Newsmax? No, because they are also part of it as well in 2020 propaganda for Big Pharma. But it's always refreshing to see something like this come through. So Carl Higbee just asked President Trump to permanently pardon every single American taxpayer who doesn't pay their 2025 taxes. So,
amen.
Yeah, right. Check this out.
I mean, real Americans are so fed up with this type of fraud by Somalis because we feel that there's no mechanism for you and I to stop it. We watched the Pentagon fail like 8 audits in a row, $300 billion to Ukraine and no receipts for that. 178 countries in this world are being given our tax dollars while you and I are struggling to pay our mortgages and put our kids through school. Then we go to the polls and we elect people because they say they will be more fiscally responsible with oversight and blah, blah, blah. And then they get to DC and they vote for this crazy pork anyway. And then they criticize the one guy that does what he said he was going to do in Rand Paul when he votes no on all these crazy things, even when they're Republican bills. And other Republicans call him the problem. And we all get stern, like this is all we get from these people. Sternly worded letters to this person and hearings and referrals. And these people are bleeding us dry. They're skating criminal charges for laundering the GDP of Somalia to al-Shabaab. So here's something Trump can do to break the system. And I'm proposing a really bold solution here that he can do with a stroke of a pen. And no judge or even Congress can stop him, as we found out from Joe Biden. Trump comes out tomorrow and preemptively pardons every American who's been a citizen and resident of the United States for more than 10 years for not paying their federal taxes in 2026. And he should do it with Mike Johnson and John Thune standing right next to him. He should turn around to them and say afterwards, your move, guys. I just cut your $3 trillion of your revenue. Might want to start making some of those cuts. Drop the mic, walk out. You want to see Congress get serious about cutting pork? That's what it's going to take. One thing will be for certain, once again, proving that Trump sees how frustrated we the people are.
He loves.
I'll be honest with you. I don't watch Newsmax very often, but when I do, that's the guy I watch. I mean, I like that guy because he talks like we do, and he doesn't beat around the bush, and he's just common sense, right? And and Chaz, I am so glad that everyone, well, not everyone, but so many people are like, I'm not paying my taxes. I'm not paying my taxes. Because I've wanted to scream it from the top of my lungs for a very long time, but it is irresponsible for you or I to tell anybody what to do tax wise, because we're not tax professionals, right?
Correct.
And so
But we are
I'm not
scam
gonna tell you
artists,
what to do.
though, baby.
What?
We are scam artist experts, meaning we tell the truth on what they're doing with the tax dollars.
Yeah, but we're not tax professionals, so
No.
I'm not. You and I are not telling anybody what to do with their tax money, but I'm telling you, I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I agree with that dude. I
Go
agree
with
with
your
Rand
heart.
Paul.
How about that? Everybody just go with their heart, and then God will work out the rest. I promise.
Absolutely, but it's about dang time, and honestly, Chaz, we should have done this 5 years ago. To be completely blunt and frank with everyone, we should have done this 5 years ago. We should have just refused outrightly across every threshold. But now it's going to happen, and well, why do we need the IRS? We might as well disband it, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the plan. That's going to be all of a sudden you're going to hear about this. So it would be a blessing. But I'm not holding my breath. So, hey, so I watched Nashville's.
That's the one that when you pulled this up, I thought, oh man, I watched the Nashville one. I didn't even see the New York one.
Well, they had already, obviously, they're not even doing. Remember back in the day, they would have a delay where everything matched up. It was perfect. Everybody was able to see that or whatever, and tied into whatever. Well, they don't do that anymore for New York, and so they obviously had 11 Central for you and I anyway.
Yeah.
They were still, obviously had just done it. Now, I didn't see when the ball dropped, just like you. I watched Nashville. I watched the music note. Well, why didn't they show the ball drop is what they're saying here? And I looked at this. I said, dang, that is kind of interesting. Check this out. Yeah. What's your thoughts? What do you think?
I don't even know, man. I mean, obviously, the way that this is put together, it feels cryptic, right? It kind of goes back to the Alexa thing, like how many days until Thanksgiving next year? How many days until Christmas next year? There's no, according to Alexa, there's no Christmas holidays in 2026. I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that this is the. I definitely think that 2026 is the year that everything changes. For the life of me, I don't know what that means, Chaz. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I believe with my heart that everything changes. Everything that we have ever known to be reality or real or, this world we live in, I just think this is a year that everything changes.
Better be. It better be, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's funny. No, it's going to be. It's going to be. And then, did anybody check out what was going on with? I don't know, the Washington Monument. Oh.
Is this real, Chaz?
This is. To my understanding, it is. So I've seen people in the comments. The first thing I go and look at is saying, okay, when they put Grok in there, Grok's going to be able to go through everything and see if this was, AI, whatever. It passed the test, and I heard a lot of people talking about this earlier. And finally, somebody put it into the show chat. Now, look, you got Owen Schroyer over here saying, "Stop it," because he probably thinks it might be. And everybody is. Please tell me this is not real. This can't be real. This looks edited. Everybody's got their own opinion on it, but yet no AI has said it's not real or it's been made through AI. So, yeah, that's like a flag in the ground. You hear what I'm saying? At our capital, but we have been conquered. This is what this looks like to me personally.
Well, and I mean it's a it's a pagan symbol first and foremost. The Washington Monument. There is one in Israel, I believe, and it's just acknowledging that. Yeah, to your point, that we're a captured country, and that we are at the behest of a foreign country, foreign leader, who, by the way, was with our president on New Year's Eve. Like, even though the president was mad at him, President Trump, we're going to cut ties if you annex Gaza, but yet they're still moving forward with annexing Gaza.
Going back to the ball drop here, I see Diana, the pianist, and the two. We got two Patriot up and going. I've been working with developers still. I still got some things I got to fix on it. She said she did see the ball go down. Okay, and then someone else said, "Yeah, Bill Coon said he saw it as well." And yeah, everyone's praying that what we're looking at right now is not real. I hope it's not real either, but prove me wrong. Nothing yet has said it's not.
The ball dropped, but what I noticed is that the last 4 seconds, you don't actually see it hit the bottom.
Right.
Like that's what I noticed in that video, but maybe there were other takes where that actually showed the ball going all the way down. But like I said, I remember thinking when the Nashville thing landed, I thought, oh man, we missed the ball drop in New York City, and we were out and about all night. I mean, with friends and family and friends and stuff. But
even at 5 seconds, 5 seconds of the music note coming out, I was looking at my clock. I said, "What's already, midnight?" So it's kind of something was off.
Yeah.
And if you speak of Nashville, the crowd was not that happy. If you noticed the crowd, if you watch that, they had that same guy up there doing like everything. It's like, no, the real people wanted to probably be around, afraid something would blow up. Probably that's why they didn't come. I mean, thank God we had Brooks and Dunn. You hear what I'm saying? I mean, by God, that was a golden oldie from our generation per se.
Yep.
And yeah. And then what are you hearing about this bioweapons expert found dead days before testifying against Bill Gates in regards to a depopulation agenda? Have you heard about this?
Well, I heard about the guy getting shot. I mean, he was shot in his car or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. Listen to this.
Dr. Francis Boyle, the Harvard professor who literally wrote America's 1989 Biological Weapons Act and was set to be a star witness against Bill Gates and Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla in the ongoing Dutch Crimes Against Humanity trial, has been found dead. Days before, he was scheduled to give a sealed deposition, proving that the mRNA shots were intentionally designed as depopulation weapons. This comes weeks after the Dutch plaintiff's lead lawyer was dragged from the courtroom in handcuffs and disappeared into a government re-education camp. His crime? Questioning the medical advice of Gates and Bourla. They're not rigging the trial anymore, they're terminating it. With anybody who gets in their way. We can't let this happen. This report contains urgent and vital information for the whole world. Share it widely, before the global elite silence all of us. Just days after Professor Francis Boyle agreed to testify against Bill Gates and Albert Bourla in a Dutch court, a move that would have placed him directly in the crosshairs of the most powerful pharmaceutical and philanthropic empires on Earth, he turned up dead, under circumstances that insiders are already calling highly convenient. Boyle lived in Chicago, a city long whispered about as a playground for global power brokers, a place where inconvenient people tend to vanish and inconvenient stories tend to die fast. In a town like that, if the globalist machine wants you gone, it doesn't take long.
Now, there was a sixth witness, Professor Francis Boyle, who is actually expert on bioweapons, having drafted several bioweapons conventions-related laws in the U.S. And 3 weeks after he agreed to testify on behalf of the plaintiffs that these products and the process was deployment of bioweapons, he suddenly died. And we still don't know the cause of death. And the only thing that we know is he was perfectly healthy prior and was teaching full time. He was in his mid-70s. And this was a shock to all of us. And so this looks very suspicious to me. I can't speculate on what happened, but I would really like to know the cause of death, and we don't know that. So that's where we are right now. This is how serious it is. These people stop at nothing.
The real warning sign came even earlier. The lead attorney in the Dutch case, the one preparing the case alongside Boyle, was SWAT raided, dragged out of his home, and disappeared by the WF-infiltrated Dutch government under manufactured medical terrorism charges. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This is the globalist system protecting its evil overlords.
These are very serious charges. If the judge and
Yeah. You died, yeah.
Yeah. But, Bill Gates is dead. Well, he's still whacking people
Yeah,
and defending his name and his money.
Boy, we were dead on, man. We were talking about this the other day, that a bank has not passed a stress test. Something has happened. Okay, financial on the backside. They're not talking about it. They're scared to death to bring it out.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not the only ones to
failed.
find out about this, huh?
It failed. It was liquidated, forced liquidated.
Yeah, they're saying Federal Reserve's emergency repo liquidity spiked to $74.6 billion today. Now,
Today, Thursday?
yeah, this was on the 10th that this was posted, okay? And it finally come out. And these are posts that are hidden. These are posts that people don't see about until right now. I've never seen this up to the day. Have you?
No, I mean, not this one. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, so here is what they're tripping out about. And says on September 16, 2019, repo spike was the start of a corporate loan devised a collapse. Repo liquidity crisis, banking crisis kept getting worse. Then a once in a 100-year deadly virus magically appears on November 17th of 2019. Just as the virus hits the U.S. soil, the Federal Reserve begins pulling $110 billion away from the repo market in January of 2020 by locking us down, closing all small businesses. They halted corporate credit demand. This slowed money circulation, allowing them to flood the banks with $6 trillion without causing hyperinflation. So they're doing the same thing they did on September 16th.
mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, they all got together and they tried to suppress silver.
That's right. That's probably what it is.
And it failed. I mean, I just looked. I mean, so the market is closed today, but they were trying to keep it under 75, which it went up back over 80.
It did again
yesterday, and it's down to 72.29. But that's only because the market is closed. If the market was open right now, I guarantee you'd be over 80.
Yeah. Gold, silver, precious metals, go to info@milesfranklin.com. Ask for the PPN price list. You probably want to now. Man,
if you can afford it, I would get you some silver. I mean, that's, think about it. 3 years ago, it was $17. It's now 75. But even at 75, like it's going to go into the mid six, the mid three figures, probably by June, so we're talking $400, $500, $600 per ounce. So that's still a 500% increase if you get it today, right? At $75, $80. Again, we're not giving financial advice, but man, if you could afford it, I would pick them up.
So I've listened to this. Viewer discretion, please be advised. The language in this is pretty solid. You notice anything about this video before I play it? Something that sticks out to you that makes you think in terms of if it's real or AI based?
The sunglasses, the reflection.
Ding. Good job. How clear of a reflection is that?
Very.
it's like it was masked from what he looks now and flipped around and put up there and fit properly, like somebody edited that, right?
Oh, sure. I don't know.
I mean, it looks pretty clear. It's a very clear reflection, something you normally don't see. So anyway, let's play it.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point or a boiling point? So this is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed. State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is totally complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them. Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud. Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. Turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these. It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work. It's putting us in a helpless situation. And I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
Amen. Isn't it cool to you know, I mean, Chaz, you and I caught some major flack a few weeks ago for basically saying the same thing, right? I mean, having the same kind of point of view of, hey, you know, the psyop propaganda that we were fed, you know, trust the plan, you know, blah blah blah. It ain't working out the way that we were told, and we feel like there's an alternative. You know, we're gonna have to find an alternative, and we got a bunch of flack, and now the whole country is saying the same thing, and it is refreshing. And I'll never be the guy that says, you know, well, we said it first, but I've been saying exactly what that dude's been saying, that guy just said, and the guy before him, and the guy before him. I've been saying that for weeks, and it's really, really cool to see people coming around to, you know, again, we're not bashing anybody or you know, throwing Trump under the bus or anything, but not one single person has been held accountable, Chaz. Not one. All of this corruption, all of this fraud, all of this money laundering, all of this insurrection. Again, the January 6th committee, right? I think Friday, I think tomorrow, they get let off the hook scot-free, and they violated American citizens' constitutional rights of due process and trial by jury, all in this scam to blackball Trump. And he is in office, and yes, he pardoned them, but that's only half of it. Trump, you pardoned the ones that were illegally and unconstitutionally and unlawfully imprisoned. Cool, you pardoned them. They didn't ever do anything wrong. What happened to going after the justice of those that wrongfully and falsely imprisoned them? Like that, you know what I mean? Like, where's that justice? Where's that president of law and order? Nobody's been held accountable. And I agree. I am sick and tired of congressional hearings. I think we should just eliminate congressional hearings altogether because they don't do shit. Yep. They don't accomplish a single thing other than, in most cases, collaborating, proving that we're right. That's all they do. But then nobody's held accountable. Nobody. Not one single person. They have a jail underneath Congress, Jazz, and it's for putting people in handcuffs that have done illegal things and defrauded and lied to the American people and lied to congressional hearings and put them in jail. Like there's a jail underneath the stinking building that's designed for this, but not one single person has ever been held accountable. Pam Bondi doesn't have one arrest connected to voter fraud, crimes against humanity. Not one. Kash Patel, not one. Dan Bongino, he quit because he couldn't get anything done.
Right.
It's
obvious. I mean, it's obvious. People want to say, "Oh, he's doing a mission. He's supposed to." Man, it's freaking obvious what is happening. And if they're playing us like a fiddle right now, I mean, here's the thing: we both know you got to sign an NDA because you're in the middle of classified information that you're around. He had to sign that. Like he's going to go back to his radio show or whatever show and start talking about it. He's not. He's going to go back to what it was before. You know. The general topics that he would normally cover, okay, nothing in depth to what's happening right now, especially with Epstein. You won't hear a lot of day from Epstein from him ever again.
Nope.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope he goes on there and just lays it and tells the truth. Do you really think that's going to happen?
No, he's not going to say jack squat.
Right.
But we need to shut the government down. And what's becoming clear to me is the only way to do that is to not pay taxes. And it's going to shut the government down. But
shit,
Chad, I said, what? What?
I said, shit, here comes the helicopters.
Well, but the cool thing is, Chad, it's not us saying it, right? We're just
regurgitating everybody else to feel the same way we do.
We're sharing what Marjorie Taylor Greene is sharing on social media. Don't pay your taxes, right? Rand Paul. Trump should, let everybody off the hook. Trump has said it. I mean, he said it multiple times himself. Why do we use the IRS? We should just shut the IRS down. Yeah, do it. Do it. Stop talking about it and do it already. And, we said it yesterday, I think, but Speaker Johnson said it. The reason that the Epstein list will never be released unredacted is because it will collapse the United States government, because every last one of those dirtbags is corrupted in one way or the other. Every one of them. That's why we're never going to see that list.
And that's why they're jumping ship as we speak from Congress and from their responsibilities, so they can't be charged with anything.
Well,
right.
Yeah. But
here's the thing. There's a reckoning
down by not paying taxes.
There's a reckoning coming. There's a reckoning coming. I mean, if it's already coming because of Epstein, hey, taxes is just cherry on the top. Okay. And I think if we reset the government, we can honestly fix this. Hint, hint, wink, wink, no pun intended. Okay. But it's got to be, it can't be us just talking and being in what X calls us as in an echo chamber. Okay. Yeah. What we've got to do is legitimately organize. And that's why I'm so heavily on the state groups, because where we're forming organization in place that's going to blanket the whole entire United States of America, plus Canada and the UK. And that's what we're desperately after right now, because everyone does have a voice. It can seem overwhelming at times where we feel like, man, we're just talking outside of our freaking neck. Nothing's happening. Where are the arrests? We do this every freaking day. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. What are our expectations? What are our standards? They're not meeting them. It's not what we voted for. That's for sure. Yeah. Regardless of who's in office. But as we see, it's the people surrounding Trump that's been compromised. We've said this till the cows come home. Now, since we know this, now we need to act. Now something needs to happen. And I can tell that when things in a massive amount of people say, Trump, you messed up. What's going on here? What's going on with Pam Bondi? He reacts.
Mm-hmm.
He reacts. There's no question about it. You see it on his True Social. How about we get him to post on X as well as True Social? And how do you do that? By really going after the information and controlling the narrative of what's really going on. Because it's embarrassing to Trump, number one. Because Trump is not used. It's gotten worse. He's gotten older. Maybe he's slipping. I'm sorry, but no offense. He's still doing pretty good at his age. But the people around him are severely effing up, man.
Well, yeah, and that's, I think Trump's cognitive abilities are just fine. I think he has just been either compromised or talked into a compromising situation. Does that make sense? Like maybe I don't think he's physically been compromised. I don't think there's videos or pictures of him, but right. I think that he's either been compromised somehow, either through family or something. They have something on him, some leverage, or he has been backed into a compromising corner where there isn't a good way for him to come out. You know what I mean? Like it's going to hurt one way or the other. And I just, it goes back to the very beginning, 2020. Like I just wish that one person would have had the testicular fortitude to come out and say, I realize I'm going to expose myself in doing this, but yes, I'm going to vote to decertify the election because our state cheated. And it's going to cost me my seat in the House or the seat in the Senate or whatever, but I'm going to step up and do it. But not one, Chaz.
I know.
Out of all 50 states, there wasn't one person that was brave enough to say, hey, look, this stuff is messed up and there's fraud, and I'm going to expose it. Even though I'm going to go down I'm going down with the ship because I exposed it, and this is how I got into office. But there wasn't one, Chaz, and that breaks my heart. Like that, because it's not a hey, look at me, but I've lost multiple careers standing up for other people and pointing out where wrongs were being committed, not against me. It didn't affect me one way or the other, but wrongs were being committed, and I stood up and said, "Hey, that's not right. We need to rectify this." And I've lost multiple careers. I've been fired more than once for standing up for other people, and it just breaks my heart that there wasn't one person that had enough integrity to say, "Hey, this is going to hurt me politically, but it's the right thing to do for the American people." Now it's in our hands. Finally, Chaz. And again, we should have done this 5 years ago, but no, we didn't know. We were trusting the plan, and we were going along, just sitting on our hands, waiting for somebody to come save us. But the reality is, it's us. So if we don't pay our taxes, everything shuts down, and that's just a fact. They can't arrest us all, literally. And what is what are you going to charge me with? Well, hey, how about you go audit the governor of Minnesota and take the money that he frauded, that he stole from us, me, the taxpayer, and pay my debt. Like, why don't you do that first, right? But
I think
we are the white hats.
We're going to have to put it in for 2026, saying handcuffs, purples. We need to come up with a new slogan this year for 2026, and we'll have one probably by tomorrow. I guarantee you we'll have enough requests in the chat and also text messages. This is a new slogan you need to have for 2026. So maybe we need to do that. Let's say, hey, let's see who's. Feel free to contact us or in the chats here. What do you think the new slogan needs to be? Reset, government reset.
I'll go with put up or shut up. Like I don't want another rally. I don't want to listen to another speech. I want action. Put up or shut up.
Okay. So let me do this. So
that's my vote.
I think that's kind of good. So is that going to be the new hashtag? Hashtag put up or shut up?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'll wait till later. So hashtag. But what would you do? Are we doing some time? Is this it right here? Put up or shut up right here? We're going to just act like we're a bird.
We're going to do the dirty bird.
The dirty bird. Oh my God.
No, I think it's this: put up or shut up.
There you go. Is that it? Is that right? Am I close enough?
Because it's, I mean, if you read between the lines, right? But I'm not going to do that. So
we can't just do that like that. No, I'm sorry.
we can do the.
Yeah, that's good.
Baseballs. But
I like
put
that.
up or shut up.
That worked. All right, brother. Hey, have a good day, and a happy New Year to you and your awesome family. Take care.
You too, brother. Happy New Year. And hey, here's the 2026. It's got to be better than 2025. And 2025 wasn't all that bad, but it's got to be better.
All right, brother. See ya. Bye. Another one in the box, folks. Hey, you want to get this year started off right? Well, be a part of our Patriot Project. We're starting for 2026. Text your first and last name to 877-776-6391 right now, and you'll be contacted within the next 48 hours. We got some killer things that we haven't exposed to the public yet, some add-ons as well that you're going to want to know about, and it's going to help you be able to navigate through a lot of what we're all dealing with right now. So, and again, text your first and last name to 877-776-6391 right now, and we'll get in touch with you in the next 48 hours. God bless the Republic of the United States of America, and God bless you, Patriots. Without you folks, there is no America or world. See ya. Hi there, I'm Chaz Carter. Welcome to Patriot Shoot. If you're looking for a censorship-free platform where you can freely express your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals, then you're in the right place. At Patriot Shoot, we offer more than just a membership. For just $8.99 per month, we provide you with daily intel, weekly giveaways, and access to our exclusive voice chat platform called Patriot Talk, where we have somewhere between 200 to 400 active members just on that alone, discussing a wide range of topics every single day. You'll gain access to our state groups where you can connect with members in your states at a grassroots level. Our community is all about open dialogue and sharing valuable information without the fear of being silenced. Whether it's discussing current events, giving advice, or personal matters, or simply connecting with others on Patriot Shoot, it is the place to be. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. Experience the freedom of speech and just fill out the form below and get started. We cannot wait to have you here with us, and welcome aboard.